Hi, it's Danny from Danny's Sports Bar here in Pattaya, looking ahead at the week in the world of sports. But before we look at sports, I want to talk to you about one other thing. Friday night, 6 o'clock here in Treetown, we'll have one of our biggest parties of the year. It's for my wife Lex's birthday, our big boss. It's always a huge party, always a lot of fun, music, lots of good food. She's already at work on the food for this weekend, for Friday night. So make sure you don't miss that one. Now on to the sports, because it's a good week in sports. There's two really interesting events, two fun events, two events that I look forward to every year. The first one, Friday, 5 o'clock, 5:05 is the kickoff time, although they tend to start a little later than the announced time. But it's the State of Origin, Game 1 of 3 in Australia. New South Wales against Queensland. It'll be this one, the first game in Queensland at Brisbane, Suncorp Stadium. If you haven't seen State of Origin before, it's one of the great events. It's an all-star game, the best players in rugby league, divided up into the two states that they grew up in and playing for state pride. There's nothing like it really in the world of sports. If you haven't seen it, definitely come see it. If you have seen it, I don't have to tell you anymore. You'll be here on Wednesday and for games 2, and potentially we'll have game 3. Hopefully, like last year, game 3, the series will be on the line again. It's a very even series over the years. And there's passion on both sides, and the hardest played rugby league of the season. Then on Saturday night, the Champions League final. Paris Saint-Germain against Inter Milan from the Allianz Stadium in Munich. Again, one of the big events of the year, and this year could be potentially very special. Paris Saint-Germain, the French league, they kind of dominated anyway. Since they've had money, a lot of money from Qatar, one of the big things they've been trying to do is win the Champions League, and they've fallen short year after year after year. They've gotten to be known as the team that maybe is an underachiever in the Champions League. Now, they don't have as many of the big names. Mbappe went on to Spain, but they have maybe the best team. They've been so far the best team in Europe. Inter Milan, however, played in a great semifinal, two-leg semifinal, beat Barcelona, and now they have their eyes on winning the trophy. They've won it before, but not for quite a few years, and they'll be playing Paris Saint-Germain. It's 2 a.m. Saturday night. We're expecting a big crowd for that. There's another trophy on the line this week on Wednesday night, 2 a.m. The Conference League, the third of the European leagues. The Europa League final was last week. Conference League, Wednesday night, also 2 a.m. And it's going to be Chelsea from England, obviously, already clinched a Champions League spot through their finish in the Premier League last Sunday. But going for a trophy, one of the few trophies that Chelsea haven't won yet. They hadn't played in it before. The tournament's only been going on since 2021. They'll play against Real Betis from Spain. Real Betis, somewhat interesting to English fans also. Antony, who was playing for Manchester United, is playing there right now, as is Giovanni Lo Celso, former Tottenham Hotspur player. But they've done well, but not well enough in the Spanish league to make the Champions League, although they've made the Europa League already. So it doesn't matter for qualifying for next year, but it's a trophy, a significant trophy, one that West Ham won a couple of years ago. So that'll be Wednesday night at 2 a.m. Other games this week, obviously NBA, NHL playoffs go on. We won't have any of them live, but we'll have some replays of both. We've got the AFL and NRL. The NRL, not as interesting in the weeks where there's the State of Origin, but still games going on. We've got the French Open, the full first week of the French Open going on in Roland Garros in Paris. And of course, we've got Formula One, MotoGP. Formula One moves on to Barcelona, the Spanish Grand Prix on Sunday. Come join us.